Hello. It is Monday again, and we are live for episode number 34. So today is March 8th, and if you are one of those people that is having trouble with changes in your life, or maybe it's a friend or family member of yours, then you've come to the right place because I am Holly Pitas, emotion code practitioner, and I'm here with my colleague Amber Salambier, and we're going to talk about the emotion code and do some demonstrations.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be here with Holly. I'm Amber Salambier of Knots Inside Within, certified emotion code and body code practitioner. And we were both trained under Dr. Bradley Nelson to really go deep as to what is causing us to. Today's episode is about fearing change. So you have, maybe you're unhappy in your job, but you want to get a new job. Yet the thought of even looking for a new job brings up anxiety or, any area of your life, really, whether it's getting a new relationship, whether it's losing weight, any goal you can think of, anything that, has us change. I mean, COVID itself brought a worldwide change for all of us. And at the beginning, we were all resistant to it. No, I'm not going to wear a mask. No, I'm not going to do this. And all of those feelings build up. And then you're stuck and you can't move forward in your life because of all of this stuff that you're holding on to. So, what we do is we help you clear the emotions and underlying imbalances that are keeping you stuck and not allowing you to grow and to be free so that you can be the best person that you want to be, the person that you dream of being. And they are there, they're right here in front of you, but sometimes we can't see the something through the trees, but I can't think of the saying.
Yeah, it's the forest for the trees.
Thank
My mom
you.
used to, yeah, my mom used to say that a lot when I was little, and I never got what she was talking about. I think I was probably mid 40s before I really understood that you're you're so looking like a microscope at something that you can't see what the big picture is. And Amber, even though you mentioned a lot of difficulties in people's lives or like big changes that could almost be could create a little bit of fear, like having to go out and apply for a new job or try for a new job. A lot of times people also have happy things, like they just got the job or they just got the promotion or they're just getting married or they just met somebody new who they think is going to be their life partner. And so these are all very good things, but still we hold ourselves back and resist them. So change just swirls around us all the time, and it doesn't matter if it's what we perceive to be something negative or positive. A lot of times we're just like, whoa, hold your horses. If we're going to say, maybe we're going to use all these colloquial terms today, forest for the trees and hold your horses and don't shut the barn door too late. So,
I'm not sure what that has to do with change, but sure, we'll go with that, Holly.
yeah, I'll see what else I can come up with. I guess maybe this is like, I should call it like pandemic brain. There's only so much time that you can spend at home kind of alone and or in a really restricted life before your imagination just sort of gets the better of you.
Well, it's true. It's true. So, we would love to help you clear whatever emotions that you have that are coming up with regards to any area of your life that you're feeling fear or resistance, especially around change. And so how does one volunteer, Holly? Well, they give permission. So what we're doing is we're accessing your energy field and essentially having a conversation with your subconscious, because your subconscious is the mega computer of your entire life. It knows every um, memory, every thought, every feeling, everything that you as a being have ever been through. And we simply ask it yes or no questions to get to the core as to what is really going on, as to why you know are feeling the way that you're feeling right now with regards to whatever it is. And your subconscious will come back and say, you know what, you've got some emotions, and we use an emotion code chart to really narrow it down. And it'll say, well, yes, she has an emotion. It's on, the left or the right, and we kind of pinpoint it. And so what happens is when we bring that emotion, when we pinpoint it and the subconscious gives it up and says, oh, it's confusion, that emotion gets brought, it's like a ball. That's why I have a ball. It gets brought up to the surface, kind of like a bubble in water, and it's sitting there. So now it's sitting on your energy field. And we're like, okay, so we've identified it. We could ask more questions as to when you got it or what happened around that. And then we simply, once we've had enough information that we need to know, we use our intention and swiping down the governing meridian to release that energy so that it's no longer in our system. Now, you could have just one ball of emotion that could be causing it, or you could have hundreds of them. So if you think about it, today, for example, how many negative emotions have you thought today? Have you felt disappointed? Have you felt nervous? Have you felt worry or insecurity, maybe confusion? Any one of those feelings creates a ball of energy. Now, if you have lots of them, so if you've spent an entire, say, 10 minutes confused, well, imagine how many balls are being released. So now you have all of this scatter of balls. And so our job is to release them one at a time to help clear your energy field of all these emotions so that you're not feeling so fearful, resistant. Everything at the end of the day, everything that who we are as emotional beings, there's an emotion attached to it. So we really go in and clear that so that, as I said, you can be the best person that you want to be.
Yes. And so if anybody has gone through physical therapy, uh, your physical therapist maybe has mentioned something to you called muscle memory. And so it is the same type of experience for your body as learning to ride a bike. And then you don't ride a bike for 50 years, you can get on a bike and ride it because it was ingrained in you and you were able to do this. And so a lot of times when you have that reoccurring pain, so it's the neck and shoulder pain, or it's the headache or the stomach ache, that too is like a muscle memory. And so when that ailment worked for you the first time, and the next time a situation comes up and you've got these feelings, you don't really know what to do with them, your subconscious goes, wait, I know, we're going to put it back in that headache, or add it back to the headache, or add it back with those other energy balls, because that's where we keep our stress. And so one of the beautiful things about the emotion code is that it can identify these negative energy emotions. It does so quickly, very efficiently, very painlessly, very anonymously, privately. And once we identify it and we say, okay, negative energy ball that's causing those headaches, we're done with you. You can go away. And it just dissipates. And there you go. It can release those headaches or that pain or whatever, or maybe that anxiousness you feel as you're going through change, or feeling like there's a dark cloud following you around, or whatever that thing is that just sort of has you stuck. I know some people just talk about it as almost like a lack of motivation, that they would not describe themselves as lazy. That's not what it is, but they just have lost their oomph. And some people call it mojo. So we are here to help you get your mojo back. And so I am just still working on getting connected on my end here for seeing my comments. It's just slow today. But Amber, maybe you've got some people visiting on your end.
I don't at the moment, but it is very slow today. It took several minutes for mine to load. I didn't even think that it was going to load. So it is slow. So if you are visiting, let us know who you are, where you're coming from. And if you would like a session for us to work on you, then put in the comments, give us permission, first of all. Second of all, let us know the one area. Maybe it's, I have a resistance to, finding a new partner, or I have a resistance to clearing my bedroom because, that's the start of something new. Maybe it could be anything, right? Change, when we're so used to being comfortable as human beings, that change can be challenging. And we do all sorts of different things. We self-sabotage, we do all the things because our brain actually likes habit, and it is used to habit. And so when we're going along and we're living this very comfortable life, even if that's not a happy life, it's habit. And our brain is like, yeah, yeah, we're going along, doing things. And then you're like, oh, you know what? I don't want to be overweight anymore. I don't like the job that I'm in. I don't like feeling uncomfortable. And your brain is like, oh, no, I'm sensing a change. We don't like change. And it will do everything in its power to keep you stuck. It will come up with excuses. It will remind you of all the things. It will create new physical pain to keep you stuck because it doesn't want to change.
That's true. And it's also, again, our brain wants to work on automatic, and it doesn't want to have to think about how we're supposed to inhale or exhale or keep our circulatory system going or any of the circadian rhythms of our body. It just wants to be on autopilot. And so anytime you present a new environment or a new issue, it's got to come up with something to be able to navigate that. And so it's much easier for your brain to say, no, 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 we're going to stay with what we know, and we're not going to do anything new. And I think it's really funny, like when we can go back to in-person events, they say that people that are at an event, so maybe it's like a networking event or something where you have to go sit at a table with people, excuse me, and they can run into somebody that they know, and they know they don't like that person. They will go and sit at a table with somebody that they know that they don't like, instead of getting out of their comfort zone and going to a table with strangers. Could be their brand new best friend, but no, they say, I'm going to stay with this person that I don't like because at least I know them.
Well, it's all
So,
about comfort. I mean,
yeah.
if you take smoking, for example, nicotine actually leaves your body within 24 to 48 hours. Nicotine is actually gone. But it's the habit of smoking that keeps us. And it's that brain again that's saying, you know what, we're going to make up all sorts of excuses as to why, we can't quit smoking. We blame it on the nicotine, oh, that nicotine, oh, this. Well, it's actually gone out of our system within 24 to 48 hours. So it's that habit of being ourselves. I mean, I think there's a book on it, breaking the habit of being yourself. I think Joe Dispenza wrote it,
Mhm.
that, it's breaking those habits that are so ingrained, which a lot of it, is built in by memory, built in by emotions, that once we clear them, guess what? I don't know how many emotions or how many of my own habits that I've had to break over the last year, because in order to get out of my comfort zone, you need to break a lot of really, ingrained habits so that you can show up to be the best person.
You
So we
do.
have Brittany, who's joining us. She would like to move forward with her routine. She was super motivated, but it died. And Shannon is joining us. Hello, ladies. Welcome. And I want to wish everyone, every lady who is watching us, a
Oh,
happy International Women's Day today.
yes. Happy International Women's Day. And so I have Samantha visiting on my end, and she's from Canada. So we are truly international today. So that's good. And so Samantha is saying that she has a resistance to opening up and building closer relationships with children. It's hard to show love. So I would be very happy to work with Samantha.
Okay. I can work on Brittany, and I will demonstrate so that everybody knows what it is that we are doing. So the first thing I need to do is I need to connect to Brittany, and I do so by muscle testing. And so I ask if I can connect to Brittany's energy, and I get a yes. And do I have permission? And I get a yes. All right, so I am connected to Brittany's energy, and that is a yes. So this is a yes, and this is a no. So what happens with muscle testing, and anybody can learn to muscle test, it is a way of your body to give you information by bypassing your conscious mind. So you can ask, providing you're not biased about the information, you can ask, is there any emotions that are in my right shoulder? And by using yes or no, you can get the answers. You can ask, what supplements does your body need to take and how many that you need to take? So you really have the best source of information for you right here. So what my conscious mind is just talking about, I want to move forward with my routine. What emotions are blocking, stopping, resisting me from being able to move forward and to start my routine? Is it under 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, A, B, odd, 1, 3, 5, 1, 2? So creative insecurity has come up, Brittany. So creative insecurity, and I'll read the dictionary. It's one of my favorites to clear from somebody, because creative insecurity is the feeling unsafe or untrusting of the self about the creation or development of anything, including relationships, family, health, money, or professional or artistic endeavors. So if you want to create a new routine, you're feeling unsafe or untrusting of yourself about creating or developing it. So it's really an awesome thing that comes up to be able to clear, because once you get that out of the way, well, then guess what? You open that up so that you can start to trust yourself. So those thoughts start to come forward and say, I'm ready to start my new routine today. So is it just creative insecurity? So I'm releasing creative insecurity. I'm going to release any hidden creative insecurity, any absorbed creative insecurity. So trapped is yours. Hidden is sometimes our subconscious likes to hide things and wants to protect us, like we said. Absorbed are other people's. So maybe you were around somebody and they were feeling untrusting of themselves and you absorbed that. And guess what? You're going to do one of two things when you absorb an emotion. You're either going to try and push it away so that it no longer is in our energy field, or you're going to take it on and now you've got this creative insecurity when in fact it was never yours to begin with. And the more that we have our energy open and we're going around and talking to people, guess what? We take on that energy and we, guaranteed a lot of the stuff that we're going through right now isn't even our energy. We absorbed it from somebody else, maybe in our family, maybe our friends, maybe just walking down the street and that person was having a bad day. Hello, welcome back, Holly. I don't know what happened to you.
I don't know either. But okay, I'm glad I'm back because I'm still in the middle of working with Samantha. So
the joys of communication, right? And all of that stuff.
I guess we're clearing a gigantic block. So much we blew out the internet. So
that's
okay.
too funny. So I'm clearing any inherited creative insecurity that you have picked up from your mom or you picked up from your dad. Releasing any vibrational resonance. So it's an emotion that is vibrating all the time. So you might feel creative insecurity around anything. So we're clearing that. And any prenatal. Has that all been cleared? Does she have any other emotions that are coming up that might be blocking, stopping, resisting her from moving forward with her new routine that she wants to create? So releasing bitterness. That hidden, absorbed, inherited, vibrational resonance, psychic trauma, prenatal. Is there any trauma energy that she might have picked up? Releasing the trauma energy of abandoned. Any hidden, any absorbed. So you've got absorbed panic. So I'm releasing absorbed panic. So again, that's somebody else's energy that you have picked up. And anytime, you want to create this new routine, this absorbed panic is going to show up. And so when you feel that, it might show up on a conscious level as maybe it's feeling, a little anxious, or maybe it's, causing you to catch your breath or something on a conscious level. But really, subconsciously, it's like, oh, we're creating something new. We need to panic. And again, that's not even your energy. Is there any discordant energy? Is there a core negative belief that we can clear? So releasing the core negative belief of I am alone. Has that been cleared? Is there anything else that we can clear from Brittany at this time? No. Are we done? Yes. So there you go, Brittany. The goal is for you to, over the next couple of days, you're going to start thinking about this new routine that you want to create. And again, it may not be something that, oh, you know what, you're going to just get up and do it. I mean, you can, absolutely. It's not, but you'll start to notice, because we're just clearing the top layer off, that each time that we clear towards something, you start, noticing your direction going towards that way. It's the same as, if you've ever, say, tried taking on a new habit or new routine, and we do it for a couple of days. I mean, a diet is one, a great example. You're like, oh, I'm going to start this diet. And if you're not fully invested 100% on all levels of yourself to continue with that diet, well, then, the first couple of days might be good, and eventually over time, you start gradually going back to your old habits and your old ways. Why? Because those are so ingrained into you. And so we clear those old habits so that, eventually you're like, yeah, I'd really like to lose weight. You'll start to notice that you're heading in that direction and everything changes. You start to like more vegetables. You start to, do all the things that before you may never have done. Same with, creating new routines and habits.
Yes. All right. So let me catch up here with Samantha. So Samantha, thank you so much for being here. And Siobhan is also here too, from Ireland. And so Samantha, just to give you a recap of what I was able to clear for you, I found several emotions. It's something called a heart wall. And Amber, I don't know if you had a chance to talk about that, but for some reason, things, for whatever reason, we can have this negative emotion and it will build up around our heart. And so I think, not that this is true in your case, Samantha, but a good example is that somebody goes through a breakup and they'll say, I'm never going to love anyone again, because they don't want to get hurt that much. And so they build up this wall around their heart as a means to protect themselves. But what it also does is it keeps everyone out. And when you're so used to having that wall there, it's hard for you to actually break it down and open yourself up to all of the risks that are involved with loving people or being loved by people. So I found that you had a hidden heart wall, and it was made up of several different emotions. And so I released those emotions for you and released something that we call a vibrational resonance of them. So that means almost, even though the emotion has been dissipated, sometimes you can still operate on it. It's almost like if you ring a bell and the bell is no longer being clanged, but it still has this reverberation going on. So that's what we call the vibrational resonance. And so that I also found that you had inherited some of those same emotions from your mother's side of the family. And I'm not sure if that makes any sense to you. Sometimes these things do make sense, where somebody can go, oh yeah, I remember that event, or that, something that happened in a family. And sometimes it doesn't make any conscious sense to us at all. So I released those, and So hopefully you will be able to feel a little more comfortable with opening up to loving and giving love to your kids and also receiving it from them and other people too. Amber, did you have a chance to talk about processing at all?
No, I was just walking through the process. I will talk about that now. I just worked on Shannon, who gave permission. She's having a huge pit in her stomach to get over this huge change or shift in her life. So I worked on that. I want to shout out hi to Sue, who is joining us. But what processing is over the next couple of days, as we release those emotions, you may notice as things integrate into your physical world, because as again, we're working on your energetic being. So as they integrate into your physical being, you may notice, you could have mood shifts. So, you may feel more emotional as things come up, or you might not feel anything at all. You could feel a little bit more tired. You could be more thirsty. Again, everyone drink lots of water over the next couple of days to allow that to process very, very easily. I'm not forecasting anything that you're going to have, major shifts during processing, because we're just doing a light release off the top layer. But you may have, if we've released anger from you, anger may come up as that energy is being released, and it's not something I know when I'm processing. I get super yawny when I'm processing for others, so I yawn a lot or I burp a lot, or when I have other people work on me, depending on how deep into it we go, I get really tired. So it's not anything for me to be at 6 o'clock at night, crawling into bed, because I need to process that and integrate that into my body. So just pay attention to that over the next couple of days.
Yeah, I can give you an example too. I'd had an event happen recently that was incredibly stressful. And I knew that I had probably absorbed some emotions. And so I worked with a practitioner and we were doing it by text. So even though, like right now, we're doing it live, and Amber and I both like to work live with people so that we can get your immediate feedback. Sometimes, if you've already got a relationship with us or the practitioner, texting or emailing to say, here's my issue, the practitioner can work on it and then just get back to you. So anyway, that's the situation that happened. So I knew that this person was going to be working on me at some point within the next couple of hours. And so I was sitting with my husband, and I'm not usually a cranky person, but I was feeling cranky. So that's why I thought I must have absorbed something. And so anyway, he made a comment that honestly was not that funny. And it struck me as the funniest thing I'd ever heard. And I started laughing and laughing really hard. And then I kept having the giggles, and I couldn't stop laughing. Wouldn't you know, I get a text to say, here's the emotions that I released from you. And so I thought, okay, what more proof do I ever need about the emotion code? That I had been an hour before that I was feeling cranky and I, just blah. And then all of a sudden I'm laughing so hard I can't stop. And so that was my release. And so I'm hoping everybody has a good and easy release.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it is time for our show to end for today. I will be back again on Wednesday, where I have open office hours from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on my page of Not Sunshine Within. Otherwise, Holly and I will be back again on on Monday,
Monday.
next Monday, as we are clearing emotions that are keeping people stuck, you know, in place and not able to move forward. Maybe they're fearing or resisting change. So stay tuned either one of those 2 days. We look forward to seeing you, and we'll catch you again next time.
Right. So yes, and so we'll be here next week again with the same topic. And then also, not everybody is on Facebook anymore. And so if you have some friends that are interested in watching our show, but they're not on Facebook, this is going to be replayed also on YouTube on my Get Feeling Better channel. So you can find us there too.
Absolutely. Have a great day, guys. See you next time.
Okay. I'll talk to you soon, Siobhan.